What it do, Kaizoku crew? It's your boy, Kaizoku Ice. Today's video, we're talking all about the One Piece trading card game market and my personal opinions on where we're going from here until the end of the year and even after that. And I'm not gonna lie, as you guys can probably tell in the title of the video, it ain't looking that good. And I'm gonna give you guys my honest opinions. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I do think that I have pretty decent observation hockey and I can like low-key predict things. But once again, I'm just a dude with a hat that likes to wear anime girls on his shirts. Also, just like peep the shirt real quick. I just kind of wanted to show off the shirt. Nike Shibuya with the little, look at this, with the girl Nike swoosh right there. Like, who you know got this? That's how you know, like, you guys can low-key trust me. I be wearing anime. I also got a wet jumper. You already know the vibes. I don't miss. And you guys can see, I literally don't miss right here. First thing I want to talk about, I made this video 4 months ago. The bottom is in the One Piece trading card game is about to explode. And boy, could I not have been more right. I mean, not too shabby by me. Observation hockey is going crazy. Crystal ball action, you know how I do. But I did say in July, I thought that was the bottom and I thought we were going up. And lo and behold, we went up crazy. We literally just saw one of the absolute craziest runs ever. You guys know I love my Excel sheets, and I'm looking at these prices. September 14th, PSA 10 Shanks, $17.35. October 14th, a month later, it basically went up 2x to $3,000. And then today's price, I think it's this one, yeah, $3,100 sale, Sunday, November 16th, $3,200 sale, October 30th. Things are going crazy. We are so high. Can we get much higher?
Can we get much higher?
I don't think so. When you talk about, markets in general, and this is overall markets, not just trading card game markets, but these types of vertical moves, you see this right here, that is literally not sustainable. Like, so this is my graphic from before. I have to whip out a new graphic. So this is my new revised Kaizoku Ice graphic. So let us cook here real quick. So on the y-axis we've got money, and then we've got time right here. Also, I hope you guys really enjoy my drawings here. Can y'all see that? Oh wait, I think y'all can't see that. Let me write a little bit higher here. Once again, we do this live, no edits, no breaks, because these are my genuine, unfiltered thoughts, no more, no less. But we got 22 here, 23, 24, 25, and 26. So pretty much things are exactly the same from, 22 to 25-ish. So let me just draw that real quick. We do like here, and then 25. This is like July time, kind of like local bottom, and then we went not even 2026 yet. We literally went off the page. Right? And that's crazy. Once again, I was kind of right about it. I wasn't right about it. I thought it would be a slower increase, but we literally, exceeded every expectation that I had. And here's a little thought exercise for the Kaizoku crew. When you see something like this, where you see prices literally double, and I'm not talking about $1 to $2, I'm talking about $1,000 to $2,000, what is more likely? Another double up from $2,000 to $4,000, or for us to go down from $2,000 back to something in between $1,000 and $2,000? I think the answer is pretty clear. I don't think we're gonna 2x again in the next 2 months, especially as we get into the next year, because there's a lot of reasons why I still need to cover in this video, but we are right here right now, and to me, it is more probable for us not to go up even higher, but to, go down a little bit lower. I don't know how low. I'm thinking, maybe around here is what I'm thinking as we head into next year, but, I'm still overall, this is not a video to make y'all scared about the market. You should still always be buying things. I'm still buying cars in general, but I am staying away from some of the cars I think are just overly inflated in general. And I'm still buying things, but I'm buying things with the expectation that because we're going down here in the near future, with everything coming in 2026, I do think we are going to go back up. I don't know if you're going to get as high as we are today, November 17th, but I do think we do approach those highs again, especially with everything coming next year. But regardless, guys, my main point here that I want to emphasize is that we just saw literally a meteoric rise in the trading card game, and we need a correction for this market to be healthy. Like, what is happening right now is just not sustainable, and I think that we're kind of seeing it right now with some cards in particular, like for example the Dodgers Luffy. This one right here is one of the most clear examples of how hype literally affects prices, right? So Dodgers Luffy. Whenever the Dodgers actually won the World Series, I had so many DMs. They were saying, Kaizoku Ice, I told you you should have bought the Dodgers Luffy. It's now 2.3K. It's so expensive. It is going to $3,000 for sure because the Dodgers won the World Series. And because I'm a nice guy, I didn't really say anything to people in the DMs. I just say, yeah, goodbye, man. Like, fantastic. But in my head, I'm like, your thesis there could not be more wrong. Like, if you are buying after the team wins the World Series or when they win the World Series, you're doing it completely wrong. That is literally the worst time to buy a card, is whenever the actual event happens. You should be buying before the hype. You know, you should have had that thesis before, like, hey, I think the Dodgers are the best team back whenever this card released. And then I think that they're going to win the World Series. And I think when they win the World Series, it's going to reach this price. But once again, if you're buying the card whenever they win the World Series, the game's over. Like, when have you guys, after the World Series, after the actual Dodgers parade, when have you guys ever heard about baseball again? Or Shohei Ohtani? Or Yoshinobu Yamamoto, right? And I love sports. And I literally haven't heard about them since the World Series, like a month ago, right? And it shows here in the prices. Let me just scroll down here a little bit. People were dogging me, bro. I wish I don't want to expose people in my DMs or nothing, but like, let me show y'all back in, I think it was, oh man, there are so many sales of this card. I think we went far back enough, or maybe one more here. There were a lot of sales, right? We're talking like $2,300. I think we saw one for $2,500. Let me see. Let me keep scrolling up here. I can't find it. Okay, let me go back to 5 here. I think this is when the Dodgers won the World Series when I was in Japan. So, you know, we're seeing some sales for like $2,000, $2,100, 2,000. Let me see, 2,000. I swear there was one that was like 2,300 here somewhere. But anyways, you guys saw, you know, the peak price of this card was about like that $2,100 mark whenever they won the World Series. But as you guys can see here, literally a month later, the price has completely cratered. We are seeing $1,375, bruh. $1,550. I mean, like, this card is essentially a $1,500 card right now. And that just proves to me that, one, I think the Kaizoku crew needs a little bit more guidance from their captain. So I will do my best to kind of give you guys more insights on particular cards. Like, to me, like, it makes genuinely, like, oh, wrong tab. It makes 0 sense for you to have bought this card when they won the World Series. Maybe if you're a Dodgers fan, I mean, sure, it's cool, but you should be buying before that. That's kind of how I do all of my videos. I give you guys my thesis, and my thesis for a lot of these cards are, you know, 4, 5, 6 months to a year plan. You know, I'm not thinking short term, I'm thinking extremely long term. I mean, one of my best things was talking about the Charizard of the One Piece trading card game. I said, in my personal opinion, I think that the pre-errata Luffy is the Charizard of the One Piece trading card game because of how scarce it is. I made this video 5 months ago. It was $700, and now you see here with the most expensive sale, arguably, like, I still can't believe this card went for $8,000, you know, October 4th, right? That is insane, but, you know, that's how you guys should kind of be thinking about, you know, why a card will go up, because, you know, you have your thesis behind it. And I think that's what people are kind of forgetting at this moment. You guys are probably thinking everything, if I buy something, is going to the moon, right? That's not how it works. You know, there are a lot of factors that go into it. And, you know, one thing that I think people aren't even also like realizing is that I hope you guys are also considering like the like real world life, the aspect of, people's funds and how people collect and their available funds to buy cards, right? So guys, we are in November and going into December, which is Christmas time. We're talking about holiday parties, holiday travels, Christmas gifts, guys. November and December time are typically the times where people are cutting back on their spending. They have to allocate money for Christmas gifts for their kids. Like, I don't got kids, so I don't have to do that, but I got a girlfriend that's like low-key like a... Okay, no, I have to cut myself off there because Kaizoku Ice does watch these videos, and okay. Anyways, no edits, we do this live. Anyways, guys, my point being is that we gotta buy people gifts, bro. Like, and some people are going on vacations. Some people have holiday parties, bro. I just went to a holiday party. I spent $50 on a charcuterie board. Brother, $50 could have gone into OP13 packs, but here I am going to a holiday party with people I don't really care for, bringing a charcuterie board that costs $50 just because I'm a kind dude. I'm Kaizoku nice, right? But, in all seriousness, guys, when you think about the actual state of the market as we head into the end of the year, it also makes sense why we can expect a dip like what I drew here, because November and December time, we are going to be cutting back on our spending. That's just how it goes. We got bills to pay. We got people to buy gifts for. Got holiday parties to go to. That's just how it goes. And I do believe that, I'm calling it today, November 17th. I think that this is as high as we're going to go here in the short term. I think that from November all the way through December and parts of January, we do go lower. For number one, people just have to account for their budgets. But then two, it is literally the most healthy and normal thing for the market to actually go down, right? It is so expected and so normal. And to me, it's almost like a foregone conclusion that we go down here. We have seen, once again, I think that, man, whenever people are DMing me like, Kaizoku Ice, look what you did. You turned a $700 card into an $8,000 card. Honestly, it makes me feel good that, I have the Kaizoku crew that believes in my thesis, but also at the same time, that was way too high for me. And one of my biggest concerns is that is not healthy and it's not sustainable for the overall market. And we still have seen some increases from October to November as of today. But if you keep scrolling up, in particular for this card, you saw it, right? 8,000 with its peak. We're starting to see this card go lower, $4,500. I guess we had a $7,000 sale here, so kind of high. $4,300 right here, $4,000 right here, right? To me, that is what I actually love to see more than the crazy increases. Mainly because I'm a collector. I don't sell cards. I'm just doing it for the pure love of the game because I genuinely just love One Piece. But when I see this price correction for the pre-errata Luffy, it makes my heart feel warm inside because it shows to me that nature is healing. We are going back to what I think is a healthy market. But where we're at right now, in my opinion, is it's just not sustainable, man. It is just not sustainable. And I do think that right now is just a perfect time for us to have that dip as we head into the holidays. Another fact, guys, as I said before, hype and FOMO drives markets. Dodgers Luffy being one of the best examples, right? One thing, talking about hype, there's arguably going to be no hype as we go into the next year for One Piece as a brand because if you guys aren't familiar or if you guys don't know, look at this article. One Piece is slowing down early 2026 anime hiatus, right? So if you guys don't know, the anime is going on break from January to March, right? So if you combine a hiatus of, One Piece and also the holiday season where it's expected that we're gonna be spending less money in November and December. So let's call this November, December, we're going low here. I would argue that because there is no One Piece anime, and I'm sure they're gonna have us, they're still gonna keep us around. We're gonna, they're gonna put some stuff out, maybe some, I don't even know, some other One Piece promotion stuff. But I would argue that, January, February time, we're gonna get lower also because there's no anime. I will do my best to keep spreading the vibes of One Piece and talking about the trading card game, but once again, I'm just a dude with a hat who likes to wear anime girls on his chest. I'm not some crazy powerful figure that can just move markets like that. At least I don't think I am. But I think that because there's no anime, one, because of, the holiday season, two, and just three, because, what comes up must always come down. Literally, here, I'm gonna hit y'all with some knowledge here. This shows y'all that I'm like low-key an educated person. Newton's law of gravity, right? What does that state, guys? What does Newton's law of gravity state? Well, basically, like, if I will have to like simplify it for you guys, it's pretty much what comes up must come down. And that's pretty much Newton's law of gravity, right? Like, gravity is a force that is pulling us down, right? And I'm gonna come up with my own theory of relativity here. I'm gonna call this Kaizoku, I can't spell, kind of hard. Kaizoku ice law of One Piece, right? And it's literally going to state what goes up will go down eventually. I mean, we've seen it so many times before. Maybe personally you guys haven't because of you guys haven't been exposed in the trading card game that much. But you know, I saw myself buy cards very high in 2023-ish, 2024 at the peak, and just go straight down. And I'm like, yo, this is awful. What a bad play by me. But that is expected. That is how markets work. That is healthy. Capital HEALTHY, spelling God, spelling bee champ, 2008. Feel me? Anyways, guys, what comes up will come down. Maybe I can expand on that. For crazy OP cards, right? Like, guys, I mean, the odds, once again, I like to play the number game and probability game. If we see a 2x in 1 month on a card, what is the odds that that same card goes up another 2x, that the Shanks goes up to $6,000 as we head into one of the seasons, November and December, that is historically a time that people cut back on their expenses, and also with the anime also going on hiatus? Nah, that to me is a thumbs down. We are going lower. I don't think we go that much lower, as you guys saw on my chart here. I think we just go back to like a local top here back in, you know, that early 2024 time. But basically, guys, a correction, some normalization is completely needed and is expected and is healthy for the market to continue the way that we want it to. That's the only way that we can continue this sustained success in the trading card game. And to me, it makes me extremely happy because, one, guys, there's just some crazy prices on some of these cards. Like, I do think that, you know, for example, manga rares, you know, maybe it's not the best example because people are starting to realize how rare manga rares actually are. You know, all things considered, you know, 1 in every 2.5 cases, which a case costs $2,000, give or take. So it takes about $5,000 to get one manga rare. Well, then, yeah, no, it makes sense why some of these cards are so expensive. But once again, my purpose of this video is just to simply state that I do think that we went up way too high, way too fast. We are due for some correction. However, I'm not going to end this video on a negative note. You know, as you guys see here, we guys see that there is an increase that I'm expecting. You guys know one of my biggest bull theories of the One Piece trading card game is the fact that we have the live action coming in April, right? And you need to combine the anime coming back in March, live action happening in April, and then also EB03 Heroines, the waifu set I would literally go crazy for, I fiend for, coming out in, I believe, March or April time. We got 3 catalysts right there. It makes sense to me why we would go higher, you know, here in March, right? It just makes more sense. And when you really think about it, if you think about those catalysts that I just mentioned, if we say, for example, let's say that this downtrend didn't happen and we just kept going up, right? We went off the screen here. Actually, can I make this? Okay, let's just say for video's sake, let me put this graph here. This is what happens. This is December 2025, right? Let's say it went like this. How could we even possibly go even higher than where we're at here, December 25th, if the market keeps going up when we have the live action everything come out? Like, I understand there are more eyes getting on the One Piece trading card game and Luffy and the crew in general, but man, to me, it would be insane if we were this high and just kept going higher like this. You know how much like liquidity that would take? I mean, I don't know about y'all guys. I'm not made out of money. Like, that's not how I roll, man. And I've already spent a good amount of money this year on cards as we've seen some of these crazy increases. Like, I think that once again, this right here, this like crazy exponential increase here, if there was no downtrend in December, is just not possible. To me, this right here would scream manipulation. Like, that's just not possible at all to me, right? So, you know, once again, not to scare you guys, still overall bullish on the One Piece trading card game overall. This, again, to me, is a long-term play. You know, I thought my price projection for pre-errata Luffy was $10,000 in 5 years. The fact that we hit $8,000 in literally however long I've made my YouTube in, like, 5 months or so, $8,000 in 5 months from $700, literally like what, 11x in 5 months. Cut the cord, man. Not sustainable. I would feel much more comfortable being in a trading card game where, a card like this, which once again has only been out for like 3 years. I know what it is, pre-errata, blue bottoms, I don't care. It's only been out for 3 years, guys. I mean, like, we also have to be realistic. I know that we're all trying to get the grails and we're trying to chase after these special cards that make us feel special inside, right? Like, it's cool, it's fantastic, but also, like, we have to be realistic about some cards. Like, on a side tangent, people are talking about the pre-errata ace, right? People are saying, yo, Kaizoku Ice, I think this is gonna be the next Luffy, right? And I was like, I don't think so, honestly. I don't think that card is gonna reach $5,000 in a PSA 10 because I have to understand, if people are already talking about that, then that also means that you are probably like kind of late to the party. If everyone has the same mind share on that particular thing, then I kind of feel like we're talking about, zigging and zagging through the market. If people are zigging to try and get that pre-errata ace and paying like I think I saw it go for $800 on pre-release. No, like, I'm zagging, bro. I'm a professional zagger. I'm not buying that card like at $800. I'm actually curious. I don't think I've actually seen what the price for that card is. I could be completely wrong with what I just said here. But, okay, yeah. At pre-release, it was $800. I remember seeing that before. But, okay, now it's at like $475. I mean, I could see it. I could see this card being like a $500 card, but also OP13 just released, guys. I know that we like to speculate on cards, but I don't know, man. There's still a lot of OP13 out there from, the initial wave 1. You can still go to Target and buy a bunch of packs, and, I would still think that there's a lot more of this card that gets circulated into the market, right? So, as compared to like a pre-errata Luffy or pre-errata anything Romance Dawn, those are more or less phased out from circulation because no one's going to open up a blue bottom box. But people are going to be opening up OP13 for like the foreseeable future. We literally have Illustration Box Volume 5 and 6, which has OP13 packs in it. And I don't know, because they announced that right now, will it have the errata text on it? Will it have the pre-errata text? Like, nobody knows. But if it has a pre-errata text, then we might have a lot more of this card in circulation, right? So anyways, guys, long story short, there's been a lot of hype. There's been a lot of FOMO buying. Don't buy into it. I have not bought a major card in about 2 or 3 months. I am buying other cards, slowly growing my collection of other cards that I like, which I'll explain in another video for another time, because even though I said that there is a downtrend, right, as you guys see here, you guys see a downtrend that I'm expecting, you guys shouldn't just completely stop buying, because there's always going to be opportunity. And me, Kaizoku Ice, as your captain, I will always make sure to find the absolute best opportunity for you guys in the trading card game. That's my specialty. That's what I do. I'm not huge on I like going over the markets overall and seeing what cards sold for what. But I mean, I think y'all got eBay. Y'all can kind of more or less do that yourself. But what I think that you guys really need, what your captain needs to help steer the ship for, is explain my thoughts around what I expect in the future and what you guys should do to better prepare yourself for that future. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys aren't discouraged by what I said. it's still a great time to be overall bullish on the One Piece trading card game. This is a 5 to 10 year play in my opinion, and you know, the demand is real. It's still the best IP in the world. We just need a little bit of a breath. We need to exhale, relax a little bit, and just realize that we went up way too fast. We need a little bit of a correction. It is healthy for a correction. And, you know, when April hits, when I think that we're going to go even higher, then that's when the real fun happens. And that's when I'm going to help you guys exactly on what you guys need to do in the One Piece trading card game. So that's it for today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all enjoyed being transparent with you guys. You guys hear a lot of people talking a lot about how crazy the market is, but it would be an injustice not to give you guys my honest opinions. And I do think that my thesis here and my theory around, you know, spending, the anime stopping and going high too fast, I think that is, you know, that's the play I'm going with, and I hope that you guys can, you know, more or less resonate with that too. Or if you don't, that's cool too. Whatever, I don't care. Just a dude with a hat. Anyways, this dude with a hat and this anime sweater is tired. I've been sick. I had the flu for the past couple days. So I'm gonna get some rest at this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Stay cool, stay very chill, and I'll catch y'all on the next video.